Hey guys, sometimes I want to change my t-shirt, but I'm happy to report that something good just happened. I'm always trying to learn how to use RedNote, and I'm not saying I learned how to use it, I'm saying I just uploaded a 12-minute video, not joking, a 12-minute video to RedNote, and it actually did upload for real to RedNote. And I did that. I don't know how in the hell I did it. Talked to a friend the other day who said I should try to get, regarding my terrible memory and body pain, he said potassium supplements. And there's so many suggestions out there of what to do and what to take. And a lot of it's expensive stuff, $200 or $300 a month. This is somebody I already know, so I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try, when I get some money, I'm gonna try to buy some potassium supplement. I also saw something on TikTok about borax and boron. If they can detox us a little bit. And that's an older product that I've heard of before, and heard my parents talk about, so I'm more likely to trust that than some of this new stuff. Some of the new stuff I think is really good, like the different patches and stuff that we see on the Lineable. I think they're excellent. Some of them have light waves, and some of them use stem cells, and I just, the payment is typically $200 or $300 a month, or $100 or $200 a month. So I don't go there. All right, well, so surprised by this RedNote thing actually uploading. I don't even know what to do. I didn't even know if I was legitimate enough on RedNote to upload anything, and I didn't know if certainly I don't know how I did it, but I can maybe figure it out again. And then I didn't know if they did 12 minutes long stuff or not. So hey, I hope it was I hope it was a good video with something important on it. I made a video last night, and I try to recognize them not by their title anymore, but by their runtime. So it was like 8 minutes and 43 seconds, in which I talked about our free service of giving business leaders and nonprofits and church missions and such a free interview. So, and I went on to explain more about it than usual, that our free interview does not mean that someone's gonna call you up and order the product. It's more of a brand strategy, brand recognition type interview. So happy to do those. Truth be told, for some people, I've done more than one, so we tape our show, and this is all the free stuff. This is Lost Leader. We tape those free shows 6 times a day. If we have a show, it's a time slot. So 30 times a week we do it at Pacific time. I'm in California, so Pacific time, 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. then 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Okay? So you're always welcome to do that. Easiest way to get a hold of me is just Google my name. All the websites have terms of service and community guidelines that cannot be broken. And I paid dearly. Last month I lost my TikTok Live, which had earned me like $31. First few weeks I did it, but I don't know how to get the $31 out of TikTok's bank account. So, and I still don't know what I did wrong. So I don't want to reviolate and get warning number 2. They put a big warning number 1 on my account for a few days. Big red note. So yeah, so all that, plus there's rumors that TikTok's going to get replaced by something called N2. I think we're all so tired of hearing that TikTok is going away and then coming back and then going away and then coming back, that let's wait till it crashes at this point. So I love you guys. I'm here. Yeah, so I will probably mention some of my clients today. Very tempted to mention one particular client who called me up about a month or 2 ago and said, I have never gotten a call from anybody that might have watched the videos that we did. Well, I had given him a ton of free shows, and then I gave him some follow-up interview shows at some ridiculously obscene low price, and then after he complained, I let him come on and do. In fact, I encouraged him to come on and complain, because there's this book that I believe in called In Search of Excellence. And it really talks about how to take care of a customer, really cherish your customers. I feel like by comparison nowadays, other companies are just like doing everything they can to violate the customer and attack the customer. I or a friend of mine that helps me we buy like $450 worth of phones per month from Verizon. So I got 4 phones. I bought a family member a phone. I pay monthly. I pay $60, $70, $80 per phone per month, plus my home internet, plus insurance on my home internet, plus insurance on 2 of the 5 phones. And I got behind in my bill, of course. So they turned off my home internet to get my attention, kind of bring the mobster with the baseball bat routine. And then when I paid the minimum payment, which was like $450, after they received the payment, they said, okay, now that we had to turn off your internet, which was like probably a switch, somebody had to go bleep. We're going to charge, next month, we're going to charge you an extra $100 for having had to turn it off and turn it back on. So, I mean, that's just, And they told me a few months back I had 3 phones and the one for my family member. And they said, well, this one lady, because I'd call like 36 times to get a free upgrade on phone number 2. This lady said, well, Mr. Potter, you're such a good customer. We can give you a free phone. Well, of course, that's like a fool. Let me get this other So their phone plugged in, it's like 15% now. So of course, like a fool, and you can't record these people. You're not allowed to record them, as far as I know. I've been trying to check into the laws of journalism and what source people, not the journalists, but the source that they draw the information from. What's the law regarding what a source is allowed to do? If I were a consumer rights investigator, would I be allowed to record a company that I'm talking to on the phone who's recording me? Would I be allowed to do that or not? I have no idea. I haven't had the bandwidth to check on that. I'm trying to earn more or find money to pay for more legal services so that I can talk to attorneys more often and find out all this stuff. But so it's not like I can get Verizon on tape saying, yeah, we're going to give you a free phone. So now I have 4 phones of mine that I use day to day. I call them, they have different colors, so a green, a white, a silver, and a navy. And then I bought one for a family member that I pay for. And I have the home internet service. Like I say, I have the insurance on the home internet service. I have insurance on my primary phone. I have insurance on my house, my family member's primary phone that I bought for her. That comes out to be about, I think, $450 a month. So, and it's due again in what feels like 15 minutes. I think it's like 4 or 5 days or a week. Somehow I've gotten behind, so I don't know. I'm trying, guys, but I'm also being really real. People probably say, yeah, you're a little too real. Why don't you back up the truck and pretend to be stupid? But I'm having fun too. I'm gonna die someday, but I will probably die having fun. I almost lost my place to live a couple days ago. I'm still very traumatized by that, and I've got to now kind of open up a different project where I, at the very least, stay more active in my own community so that if I get kicked out, I know people already, because what I figured out is, well, I live in Fremont, California. I don't really spend time, with the members of the Fremont, California City Council or the Fremont, whatever, homeless this or that board. And I've lived in Santa Clara County for more than 50 years and thought, well, I'll just go back and live there because I know the drill over there. And it turns out, supposedly, all the stuff I knew about that place is different now. So that means I got to learn Santa Clara County too. So my plate is always full of errands and lightweight investigations of things and research and God knows what else. I feel like if I get to know the city council members and cities and the county supervisors and then figure out what committees are pertinent to whatever I'm trying to get done, that's the best place to start. Calling a state senator or a state representative or any of those guys is just, they usually don't have the knowledge or bandwidth, or their volunteer interns don't even have the bandwidth to say, oh yeah, talk to Ralph, because like in Santa Clara County, there used to be a used to be a set of 3 cafes, all right, that I was a very, very small part in setting those up, discussing how they were going to be formed. It took us like 15 years to get them set up. They were little cafes that the mentally ill could hang out in. One in North Santa Clara County, one in Central Santa Clara County, one in Gilroy. And mentally ill people could go there and just hang out, and I think 1 day a week. And then it was funded, of course, by the city or the county. You could just go there, hang out, play with puzzles, read a book. Once a week or so, they would buy us like a pizza. Just a place to be if you're a homeless or not homeless, mentally ill person. And I used to, when I would become homeless, I would go to the central one, which was behind the behavioral health building on East Santa Clara. See, I know that county better. And I'd go there and I'd say to John or whoever was the staff person, do you have a copy of the list of the group homes in the county for the mentally ill? And they'd say, yeah, here's a copy. And I'd just go through the list and call them and say, do you have an open bed? Do you guys have an open bed? Do you have an open bed? And then whoever had an open bed, you would, you'd pay about $1,000 a month for the bed and 2 or 3 meals, and you'd at least have a place to live. Well, obviously I tried that this time. Couldn't find a number for any of the cafes. The lady who answered the phone at whatever Santa Clara County Behavioral Health is nowadays said, oh, we've condensed everything, and now what we have is a phone number for you to call where you can maybe get a bed for a shelter for 1 night, maybe. Well, that's probably not even, there's probably a lot of other resources in the county that I just can't figure out how to access right now, so. Alright, well, I gotta run because I can see by the clock on my phone here that I'm within just a few minutes of running out of storage. I gotta go clean that phone. Yet another project I gotta figure out how to. I bought SIM cards. I don't know how to add them to a phone. I need an IT person. I need a VA person. Don't have the money for it. I will keep plugging along. No, nobody in their right mind's going to watch a 17, 18-minute video, but maybe some guy named Jesus will watch it while it's raining in Seattle and help me out. I am doing a lot of free stuff for other people to show that I pay back in the world. So we have about 1,000 videos on our short and longs on our YouTube channel. I am trying to be an advocate for just about every disparaged group in the world. And that's not true, but 12 or 13 of them. Alright, gotta run, because I'll have to post this and then clean this phone. Okay? Talk to you later, kids. Love you. Love you, love you. Bye-bye.